We have more freedom, technology, and comfort than any generation before us. Yet, many of us feel exhausted, stressed, and constantly on. We're connected 24/7. Our offices are in our pockets, and the line between work and life has become completely blurred. What changed? Why does balance feel so impossible today? Let's find out. Decades ago, the concept of work was fundamentally different. Work ended when the day ended. When the clock struck 5, offices closed, phones stayed silent on their hooks, and the commute home was a clear transition from one part of life to another. Evenings and weekends were genuinely protected time, reserved for family, friends, hobbies, and rest. Jobs were often stable, structured, and predictable. You had a clear job description. You knew what was expected of you. And most importantly, you knew when it was over. The structure wasn't about rigidity. It was about clarity. This clarity created boundaries that were rarely crossed. Work stayed at work. Life stayed at life. This separation allowed life outside of work to be rich and fulfilling. People had dedicated time to pursue passions, coach Little League, have dinner with family without interruptions, or simply do nothing at all. There was a rhythm to the week, a predictable ebb and flow between effort and recovery. You weren't expected to be reachable after hours, and the idea of checking work email from your vacation would have sounded absurd. This wasn't because people worked less hard. It was because work had a designated container. Once that container was full for the day, you set it aside until the next. It was a system built on the simple but powerful idea that a person is more than just their job. Fast forward to today, and that clear separation has all but vanished. Now, work is everywhere. It's on our laptops at the kitchen table, on our phones in bed, and in our ears during our commute. Emails ping late into the night. Slack messages create a constant stream of conversation that never truly stops, and Zoom calls can easily overlap with dinner time. The technology that promised to give us freedom has, in many ways, tethered us to our jobs more tightly than ever before. This new reality has made work flexible, but it has also made it relentless. We have more choice in how and where we work, which is a fantastic event. We can work from a coffee shop, a different country, or our own living room. But this freedom comes with a hidden cost. The unspoken expectation of constant availability, the pressure to be responsive, to prove we're productive, even when no one is watching, We've traded a 9-to-5 schedule for a 24/7 one. The modern workplace doesn't have an off switch. We can work from anywhere. But the real question is, can we ever truly stop? The very tools that enable our flexibility are the same ones that chain us to an endless cycle of work. This constant connection has profound psychological effects. Our brains simply weren't designed for this level of perpetual stimulation and tasks which every notification, every email, every ping is a small interruption that pulls our focus away from what we're doing, whether that's a deep work task or playing with our kids. This leads to what psychologists call decision fatigue. We're forced to make countless small decisions all day long. Should I answer this email now? Is this message urgent? Can this wait until tomorrow? Then there's the notification stress. That little buzz or sound from our phone triggers a tiny shot of cortisol, the stress hormone. Over time, this chronic, low-grade stress response leaves us feeling drained, anxious, and perpetually on edge. This isn't a sign of weakness or laziness. Burnout isn't a personal failing. It's the inevitable consequence of a system that demands endless availability. We're living in a state of cognitive overload, where our minds never get a chance to fully rest and recharge. We can work anywhere, but can we ever stop? Our brains are paying the price for this newfound freedom. This has led to several myths about modern work-life balance. The first myth is that working fewer hours automatically equals balance. But if you're spending those fewer hours constantly stressed and checking your phone, you're not balanced. You're just cramming the same amount of anxiety into a shorter time frame. Balance isn't just about the quantity of hours. It's about the quality of your time, both on and off the clock. The second myth is that remote work is inherently easier. While it eliminates the commute, it creates new challenges. The boundaries between home and office dissolve, making it harder to mentally switch off. Your living room becomes your conference room, and your personal space is no longer a sanctuary. It requires immense self-discipline to maintain a healthy separation when your work is always just a few steps away. And the third myth is that a flexible schedule automatically means more freedom. A flexible schedule can easily become a schedule where you feel you have to be available at all times. If there are no clear start and end times, work can bleed into every corner of your life. True balance isn't about the number of hours you work or where you work from. Balance is about boundaries. It's about having the power to disconnect and protect your personal time, regardless of your schedule. So, what can we do? We can learn valuable lessons from both the past and the present to forge a new, more sustainable path forward. From the past, we need to rediscover the power of boundaries. This means consciously choosing to unplug. Set specific times when you will not check email or work messages. Turn off notifications after a certain hour. And most importantly, protect your time off. A vacation isn't a vacation if you're still tethered to the office. The structure of the past wasn't a prison. It was a framework for a healthier life. From the present, we need to leverage the gift of modern flexibility wisely. Use it to work when you're most productive. If you're a morning person, start early and finish early. If you need a break in the middle of the day to go for a run, take it. The goal is to work smarter, not just harder or longer. The key is to combine the best of both worlds. The clear, protective boundaries of the past with the smart, intentional flexibility of today. True balance isn't about doing everything all at once. It's about consciously choosing to do what matters most in the moment, whether that's finishing a big project or being fully present with your family. The way we work has changed forever, and there's no going back. But that doesn't mean we're destined to be exhausted. By learning from the past and being intentional in the present, we can reclaim our time, our energy, and our lives. How do you protect your work-life balance today? What are the strategies and rules you live by to keep work from taking over? Share your best tips in the comments below. Let's help each other out. And if you enjoyed this then versus now comparison and want to see more content that helps you navigate modern life, make sure to hit that subscribe button and follow the series. Thanks for watching.